everyone, my name is Emily Hull. Welcome back to our self-defense video series brought to you by the Emily Taylor Center and Premier Martial Arts. Today we're going to build off our discussion of ground defense from the past 2 weeks, and we're going to talk today about some combatives from the ground. So these will look really similar to the ones that we did standing with our kicks. I won't go too much into hand techniques today because the same hand techniques work on the ground, your punches, your palm strikes, your elbows, as they do standing. So I won't go into too much detail on those, but as always, if you would like to see a video on those or if you have any questions about them, just reach out and let me know. So today we're going to be focusing mostly on our kicks. We're going to go over our front kick, our side kick, and our roundhouse kick from the ground. Our side kick and roundhouse kick we haven't seen yet, but we will work on those and go through the details of those today to make sure that you're nice and safe doing them. Now I do want to kind of put a disclaimer on this today. This is Krav ground defense, not Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So the basis of what we teach at Premier is Krav, and we've incorporated some of those BJJ principles into the ground defense that we work. But I want to make it really clear, if you ever see a BJJ tournament, this is not what you will be doing. They do not allow strikes, scratching, biting, anything of the sort. So this is strictly Krav ground defense training that we will be doing today. So I just wanted to make that distinction before we got started, just to avoid any misconceptions and misunderstandings. So I think we're ready to go ahead and start now. So I'm going to start off in our self-defense stance that we've been working on, just like this. We want to make sure again that our chin is tucked, our head and shoulders are off the ground as far as they'll go. Our hands are up, creating that fence. Our leg is to the side. Remember, point with your knee, not your foot. If your knee is up, your foot will be up. But if it's out to the side, then your foot will go to the side. And we're ready from here to move, to stand, to maneuver, to strike, everything like that. So last week during our warm-ups, we talked about our bucking motion, where we lift our hips. That's going to be a crucial part of our first kick here today, or we're going to do our front kick. Now our normal front kick standing looks like this, and you strike with the ball of your foot. However, with this one, we're going to hit with our whole foot, so that way it has less of a chance of sliding since we're going to be kicking up at an angle. The butt comes into play because I'm going to buck my hips and extend my leg out like this. And it's important to have this line in my body. If I just go like this, there's a good chance my leg will fold up or my knee will crumple. I want to make sure that my body is in a line, so that way I have a full structure going all the way back to my shoulders. And so likely, if anything, I'm just going to scoop back instead of my leg crumpling. So I want to make sure that I have a really, really strong setup for that leg so it works well. So again, I'm here, I'm in my stance, and I raise my hips and I kick out like this. This would be aiming towards the leg area, the knee area, maybe the hip, depending on how long your legs are and how long or how tall the person is that you're kicking. But groin really isn't attainable here unless you have really long legs. We would be mostly shooting for, the knee, the thigh, something to stop them from coming towards us. Now this kick also works if we're in our stance like this, going to stand from the ground like we learned last week. So we've got our hand up, we have our two-legged table here diagonally. We've got this leg up side to side, and we're going to lift here as if we were going to get up. If we needed to strike, if they started coming towards us at this point, this would be the time when we would come here, we would buck our hips up again to make that line. We're not going to be as steady, but at that point, we're trying to create space anyways. So we're here, we can strike, and then from there, we can go ahead and get up. Now, the problem with the modified one, where we go onto our knee, is we lose that strike. However, from here, we still have this hand up, and we can quickly bring this one up to be able to strike if we need to. So that's our front kick. That was a pretty quick run through. Just make sure to bring those hips up when you kick, whether you're here or whether you're in the middle of standing. So that's all I have for that one. Let's move on to our side kick. So our side kick and our roundhouse kick look very similar to each other in the structure moving forward. One goes out towards the opponent and one goes off to the side if there was an opponent on the side. But the setup looks basically the same. So I go down into my self-defense stance. I'm going to act like I'm coming up to stand from the ground. I'm going to put this elbow on the ground, whatever foot is up. That leg, I'm going to switch like this. And then from here, I'm going to chamber my leg. If I'm going for a side kick, I'm going to want to bring up my hips so I have that line again. And I'm going to pull my toes back to strike with my heel. So this one strikes this way to a person who is coming at us from this direction. It's a great stopping kick. If you don't feel as comfortable with your front kick, this is a great alternative. So you come up on your elbow just like this, leg is curled, and from here that gives you a good base where you can come up and do that side kick. Now the roundhouse kick is the same deal, only instead of kicking outwards, we're kicking to the side. So we want to make sure we're pointing our toes just like this, and we're going to try and hit with our shin. If we hit the top of the foot, it's not going to be the worst deal. It's kind of like our groin kick, but we want to shoot with our shin because that's like a baseball bat. It's super strong and we don't want to injure any of the small bones in our feet. So we'll stick here. So for this one, if we start here, we're going to want to get that sideways momentum. So we're going to pop up onto our elbow and our leg. It's got to be a fast motion. And from here, we're again going to pick up our hips, point our toes, and kick to the side. So we're here and we kick. This can be a super, super powerful kick. And the good thing about it is it works really well into if you want to use it for a warm-up. So if you pop up here, then go back quickly to your self-defense stance and then try your other side. And then just keep going back and forth and it will work every muscle in your body. It's very, very good. And while working that form, you're also working on speed and muscle memory to make sure that if you ever get into a situation, you have that in your toolbox and you'll be able to pull it out if you need to. So one more time, we're here. From here, we go up to our elbow and our leg. Make sure this other hand stays up. That's also really important. We want to protect that computer. We want to hold our thought process safe. So we're going to keep this hand up. From here, if I wanted to do a side kick, I would push out forward and pull my toes back to hit with my foot. Again, foot is side to side as I strike. If I were going for my roundhouse kick, I would come up, use that momentum, and kick. For all three of these kicks, the front kick, side kick, and roundhouse kick, I'm making sure to lift up my hips so that way I have a straight line in my body. So that way I have a strong structure, my leg isn't as likely to buckle, and I can get a lot more power. You can also try both sides. I was demonstrating kicking with my left leg because I favor standing on my right side. I have more balance on my right side, but by all means, if you feel more comfortable here, come up on your left side, left elbow, left leg, and you can still do the exact same motions from here. It just depends on what you're more comfortable with. And try them with standing as well. Once you're here and you do your side kick, then plant that foot. Work on standing from the ground from there. And try and make these motions seamless so that way you have a good structure. In case you need to switch up your plan in a self-defense situation, you can quickly change where you're headed and modify your plan based on the muscle memory from practicing these over and over again. So I hope you have some new warm-ups from last week that you like. I don't know if I'll do another warm-up video by the end of the series, but we still have a couple more videos here at the end. I think this is the end of ground defense for the extent that we will deal with it now because it's difficult to, first of all, teach it over video, and to, second of all, do it without a partner in case you're self-isolating away from anyone you can use to help you. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. Practice these motions. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions, reach out, email me. I love hearing from all of you. So I hope you join us next week, and I will see you then.